Welcome back, PGF and Jiu-Jitsu fans, to Egghead Scramble, where I try to give you all the newest news, the greatest information you can have about the PGF and Jiu-Jitsu in general. So, it is our distinct pleasure tonight to have the owner of the third PGF franchise and the first female owner of a Jiu-Jitsu franchise ever, Miss Lauren Barone.
I'm honored to be on.
And we have the X-Files playing in the background because the Philly Phenoms are indeed alien inspired. We can get to that in a second, but for everyone to learn, Lauren Barone is not just a jiu-jitsu owner; she's also a competitor and practitioner. And I think that's something like really special. We'll get to that a little bit more later. But just so you know, as you get to know Lauren, um, you know, she really goes in like 100% into this. One of the people like so many of us jiu-jitsu people are like, we love the sport, but dang, not just training, competing, and you know what? Maybe I'll just buy a team of professional grapplers. So I guess I should ask you, what's it like to be the owner of one of the first PGF franchises?
Oh man, first of all, I want to thank you so much for having me on this podcast, Mr. Egghead, and I look forward to watching your episodes. I think it's such a cool concept, and I'm so here for it. I see that you're a big fan of the PGF, and I'm happy to be here. So, to explain the backstory of my buying the PGF franchise, we'll go back many years to my childhood. And I was a big fan of Ninja Turtles as a kid. I liked my Barbies too, but I was a huge fan of Ninja Turtles and loved those movies. So that kind of inspired me to get into martial arts. And my mom put me in Taekwondo, and I really loved that. I was just chopping and a kicking those boards. Okay, so that faded after a few years for me. And, life gets busy, you grow up. But I still had that zest for martial arts. So about 3 years ago, I started Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and have been training ever since and haven't looked back. Um, so that kind of carved the path for me to start my Jiu Jitsu journey.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with my franchise, I have been a fan of the PGF for a few years and just watching the show from YouTube. And I really admired the setup of the league. It's not any like typical promotion where you have like a local tournament. I mean, this is professional grappling where you have different teams, 5 different players, and there are points for specific things, kills and chokes. And I'm like, man, this is a really sustainable model what they're building. I wonder if I could somehow be a part of that. So I connected with BMAC and decided that this was the right move for me. And I tell you what, I have not looked back since. And I'm just so excited to be a part of it all. Um, really, really, really looking forward to building the future.
You know, it's awesome to see your enthusiasm. It's infectious, and you just gave us a lot of backstory there. So maybe we can unpack it just a little bit. So
Sure.
about 3 years ago, I mean, you have a martial arts spirit, and I think a lot of us as kids around that age group. I mean, obviously you're much younger than me, but still around that time period, loved martial arts, watching, etc. So 3 years ago, you started jujitsu. So what actually got you into jujitsu itself?
It was just the longing in my heart to get back into martial arts, and I got to thinking. I had started watching the UFC. I was a
Mm.
new fan a few years ago, and I wanted to start at the very first UFC. All right, and as you probably know, back in those days, it was OGs like Luis Gracie, Ken Shamrock, Dan Severn. The guys could be any weight. There were virtually no rules. You could have a judo guy versus a sumo guy, and just anything in between. So I was so inspired by seeing Royce Gracie, his grit, his tenacity, the way he handled the matches, and just the way he moved with his technique, that I was inspired to start jujitsu.
And pardon me, just because honestly, I've been part of the PGF since season 3, and the last 3 seasons in Vegas have been a bit of a blur. Um, but were you there, and did you have a chance to meet Hoyce? Because I know he was there multiple times this season.
I did have the chance to meet Royce. I was able to get a photo with him as well, and he is just a humble, kind person. He's like a wise sensei type. It was just amazing being around legends at the PGF because it is that 5-star experience. You're going to see legends and future legends as well.
I 100% agree with you. It is so surreal every time I'm there. I don't get to enjoy the hoi polloi lifestyle with you. The beautiful people on the couches because I'm up at the table in the booth and stuff. But it is just insane. All the legends and getting to see them and interact with them just a little bit. It's truly surreal. And so yeah, a bit. But again, that's the thing. Is like this gentleman inspired you in your jujitsu journey and in your martial arts journey, and you got to meet him, and that's just phenomenal. And not only that, he's an advisor to the PGF, and you're a franchise owner. You're one of the owners. That's so I think that relationship will only grow.
Absolutely. Boyce is such a wonderful guy to be around. So inspirational. And, to this day, I still like to go back every once in a while and like watch his matches.
So I mean, obviously, you're at a 10th Planet Gym out of Pennsylvania,
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm saying like not only do you started only training 3 years ago, but you're an active competitor.
I am, yes.
Uh,
Is there a
Go ahead.
line between serious hobbyist and casual athlete? Because that would be me, because I'm by no means a pro athlete, but I'm a very serious hobbyist type in that I absolutely love competing. Just a little backstory on my competitions. When I first started competing, I was so anxious and nervous. It was almost like I was hyperventilating because I was so scared to compete. And then after the match, even though I lost, it wasn't so bad after all. It wasn't so scary. But I kind of made a promise to myself that I would keep competing and not give up until I was able to conquer that fear of anxiety.
And it's amazing you say that because one of the reasons that Brandon started the PGF, it was during COVID, and that he knew um, that jujitsu itself and competition are two different skills. And so I think one of the things that went into the original format, and in season one's like it is now, once a week, was kind of like a wrestling match or a wrestling team duels, if you will. Like once a week, okay, boom, it's Friday, we're going, and you just start building that, that skill set of just, hey, I'm going to get used to getting in the rhythm and doing these things. And so just the fact that you did that yourself is amazing. You didn't need a coach to tell you that. You just recognized it. I mean, that just shows, the mastery you have of jujitsu and competing. And that's exciting because you know what, you put your money where your mouth is. So if you tell them to put it all on the mats, well, you say, yeah, I did it like 2 weeks ago. Do what I did.
Absolutely. It's kind of a wonderful thing to me that jujitsu started out as a hobby, and the path I have carved has turned into my full time career. And to just think of that, it's truly humbling, and it's where my heart is.
And it's so rare that people get to follow their passions or actually do. They make that hard choice and say, "Hey, I'm going to do what I love," and you have, and it's amazing, and you can be a shining example for so many. I appreciate that.
Oh, I love to hear that. Just being at the PGF inspires me. Everyone from the production crew to the athletes to BMAC and the others are all inspiring because it's almost like a big family that works together to put on the best production possible. And I think that translates to the audience because I was once an audience member watching the PGF on YouTube, and I just saw it, and they were making magic. You know, every single person has their own specific job, and it comes together so beautifully with the way it's done.
I so appreciate that, Lauren. I was a guy in the chat. That was me. I was the first guy to send a super chat, I think, in PGF season 1, episode 1. And so, we both made the journey from viewer to participants, and it's amazing. So, you've talked about competition a little bit, and I believe you have the handle "Thick Girl Jiu-Jitsu." You know, a good friend, Michael Cragholm from Grapple.io, I believe, asked about that. So, maybe get the background of that and how it became your moniker.
Absolutely. Thick Girl Jitsu is my athlete Instagram handle, and my husband Joe gave me that nickname because I joked with him. I said, I need a nickname that fits me. I said, I love it when people have nicknames. It's just so cool, and they get them sometimes put on the back of their rash guards. I was like, oh man, I need something like that. So he came up with the nickname, and I was like, you know what? That really fits me because as a female heavyweight competitor, that's a genuine name for me, and it's something that I like, something that I own and have so much fun with because now that I've conquered most of my fears in competing, I'm training and I'm having fun. And every time I turn around, I'm signed up for another match. I was like, okay, I'm going to take the month of December off, but then I was like, oh, there's this super fight that I could apply for. I probably train at 10th Planet Reading maybe 3 to 4 times a week, a little bit more during competition, leading up to a competition. I also do strength and conditioning at a gym I go to. I lift. I recently hit the blue plates, so I'm at 135 times one bench press, which I
Oh,
was
there
super
you
happy to get recently. Um, but yeah, I have so much fun with the Instagram account, posting my jiu-jitsu and gym content. And if it can help one person or inspire one person, then every bit of it's worth it. And I'm okay with looking a little silly because I definitely do that sometimes.
I think you already hit it. That I think most of us at the PGF are a little silly, and as long as we're all having fun together, that's all that matters. So,
100%.
you're not just a competitor; you're a sponsored competitor. Is that Zombie, right?
Oh, yes. I do have a couple of sponsorships, one of which is Zombie Sport Co. They make this healing salve, which is great for cuts or scrapes or scratches. And as you know, being in jiu-jitsu, it can get a little rough sometimes. So we're all bumped and bruised up at any given time. So the healing salve is something that I personally use and think it works quite well. So I was really happy to come on board with them and endorse their product. They're great people. And I also have another sponsorship, Nomad Grappling Team. That's their handle, at Nomad Grappling Team. Back in March, I joined as a sponsored athlete. Um, and basically, they make rash guards and shorts and some gear like gym bags, water bottles, and I was able to have my very first athlete inspired rash guard, which was super cool. Um, and they're just a very supportive group and have believed in me since the beginning. And I feel so lucky to be a part of that.
So before we, transition from your competition information, I just have to ask your number one submission. What is it?
Okay, Well, as a white belt, it was mother's milk. That was my favorite. But now, as a blue belt, I've developed more skills and I've turned into a leg locking girl. I love the leg lock, the good old fashioned straight ankle lock
Oh,
um, is a favorite of mine with
I
the
mean,
full outside offshoot.
yeah, I mean, lots of ankle locks in the last PGF season. I'm sure you saw.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, it was fun.
there you go. So, moving on towards your team. Uh, how did you come up with the alien inspiration?
Oh, absolutely. As a little girl, every Sunday night, my dad and I would watch the X Files on TV, which is very fitting that we have this song intro. And it made me become fascinated with the possibility of extraterrestrials. So, with that interest peaked, I've always had it in my mind. I'm a big fan of sci fi movies. I really like classic sci fi movies, and I also have a friend that does an alien themed podcast. So, with that floating around in my mind, what I really wanted to do was have an alien themed team. And I came up with the alien concept, and we kind of consulted with experts on the logo, and I wanted something that flowed well with the name Philadelphia. So I was like, UFO phenomenon. What can I
Mm.
make out of that? And we shortened it to Phenoms, and that's how we came up with the name Philadelphia Phenoms, which a lot of us refer to as Philly Phenoms. So it just really fits my own personal aesthetic, and it's a name that genuinely works.
So I'm hearing that your husband landed a jiu-jitsu competitor that loves sci-fi. And to that I say, congratulations, sir. Well played.
Absolutely, yeah. Um, he has been so supportive of me along the way, and actually, he goes to the majority of my competitions to coach me. If you hear someone yelling in the background, that's him. I'm like, yell loud and make it sound like as you're doing a twister game, like left foot here, right hand here.
There you go.
That's how I get coached the best. It works
Uh,
though.
hey, we all have our methods. So talking about sponsors, I saw that your team, the Philly Phenoms, has Beam Up Bars as an official sponsor for the Phenoms. What's Beam Up Bars? How did that work out?
Well, in being a competitor and someone that trains multiple times a week, we all get super sweaty from that. I'm often taking 2 or 3 showers per day. And I thought to myself, it would be nice to have a brand that's kind of family friendly branding, but also is like has soaps that are antimicrobial and smell great as well. So I came up with the concept of beam up bars with the cute little alien mascot. And I have some great scents. Right now, there are 6 different scents. I'm just going to give you like my 2 favorite. One of which is rocket fuel. If you like the smell of fresh brewed coffee, you will probably love that. That's probably my favorite.
Mm.
And then Planet Fresh is the one that's specifically geared more towards athletes because it has like eucalyptus oil, tea tree oil, peppermint oil, and then you can buy those off of www.beamupbars.com and also find us on Instagram at beamupbars. Additionally, we are certainly on open to accepting more partnership and sponsorship opportunities. So if there is a business out there that feels like they are aligned with our branding, hit us up on at Philly Phenoms Instagram. That's a great way to contact us.
All right, so you said the quiet part out loud somewhat. You started the company because they're essentially conjoined. I mean, obviously as a BJJ practitioner, hobbyist, let's be honest, I'm a hobbyist. I can still probably use those good oils, but that rocket fuel, that sounds pretty good for that first morning shower. I like that wake up call. That's appealing. So I should say they or you, as Beam Up Bars, are also sponsoring your first franchise player that you just revealed, Andrew Cockle. So,
Yes.
what made you target him as the cornerstone of the Philly Phenoms?
Well, I set out to enhance my mission of creating opportunities for athletes. I have a few brand ambassadors, and then I have a couple of sponsored athletes. Andrew is one of the athletes that I wanted to sponsor. I've observed him compete in person, and I've trained with him before. I think the way he carries himself, he has a great attitude on and off the mats. I think he's a phenomenal competitor, and he is why, like, observing that behavior and what a great example he sets is why I chose to sponsor him.
Yeah, I mean, he's a combat jiu-jitsu veteran. Fight to Win recently, Fight to Win 280, I think it was, back in May. Had a great win there. It was a fight, Fury circuit. Did really well. He's 19-0 in the Hammer Challenge circuit. I mean, this guy is
Yeah.
just an epic competitor in the
Oh
Northeast.
yeah.
Obviously, once I saw, or maybe I heard some rumors before you officially announced it, and I did a little research.
Oh
But
man, absolutely. He also placed in the top 16 in ADCC trials. He's a former finisher. He's a 170-pound champion, a recent newlywed and soon to be father. And
oh,
also, he has subbed multiple opponents, I believe, from season 8 of the PGF.
well, I will have to expand my information there. But if you folks are interested in Beam Up Bars, we have a QR code on the screen currently, so check that out. Get that good soap to make sure you're clean and don't get the bad stuff that keeps you from training. So be smart and be clean, and support your Philly Phenoms there. Um, everything I've heard about him, and in the matches I've seen, he's very active. He's very fun. Has kind of like has a very blue collar ethic feel to him. Has an accent that I can only guess is kind of like Philly, PA, or that region. I will
Yeah.
admit, Philly is like one of the few places I have not visited in the United States. Sorry, there's no station there for my peoples.
We'll come
But
by and see us sometime for sure.
he it seems really cool. Like obviously, as just a bystander, unfortunately, in Philadelphia. I mean, quintessentially, we think of like I already did on the little promo Springsteen, but we also think about obviously Rocky, and that kind of underdog, the guy that's toiling in the local circuits to make things happen. And I'm really excited because you have a belief in this gentleman, and your team and your people will. It would be an amazing story, and I really hope it comes to fruition that he just rocks this season.
Thank you. He's kind of stepping into that hometown hero role. He was uh, born like an hour away from Philadelphia, so he's from that greater region, and it fits in perfectly with the branding of our team. He likes the alien concept, um, and I do have a small announcement here that
Oh,
I'd like to go ahead and drop. So our qualifying tournament um, is in January in Bethlehem, PA, and right after we will be running our very first seminar with
wow.
Andrew Conchel teaching. And I know we might discuss the qualifier later, but I wanted to drop that piece of information that I'm excited about.
Hey, we can double tap that. No issues with that whatsoever. Your franchise player already stepping up. Being a hometown favorite. That's amazing. So we've talked about the first guy. You're able to bring a second person. As far as I know, all the franchises can bring two to the draft. Any information you want to spill out here?
We are closing in on someone that we are quite interested in. That, of course, will be, a, and this is the second little nugget of info, which I've put up on my story recently. It is a very recent bit of information that's been released. I think I just put it up this afternoon. We have hired a coach and will more than likely be releasing his name next week. So we're just collaborating with the coach and getting his feedback to kind of close in on that second person. But it's probably going to be someone that the fans will like because I really want to get someone. I want to have, as many people that will get in there, work super hard, have the right work ethic.
Well, Lauren, Brandon McCatherine, the commissioner, would be proud of you because he always loves messing with me just this same way. He loves to tease you, just give you a little bit of, you're really going to like it. Try to guess. I'm not going to tell you, but try to guess anyway. That's, all you need is some aviators and you got them. So, obviously, I am a member of your Patreon already, so I have paid attention
Hi.
to it. Uh, so I understand. Well, I kind of buried the lead there, or I didn't. I jumped it. I don't know. Raph will tell me how I screwed this up later. But the Philly fam, how can people become a part of your, your crew, your team, so they can get this information breaking, and like your interview with Cockle, etc.
Absolutely. So we kind of refer to our fan base as Phenom Nation, and I wanted to call the podcast something different. So I was like, Phenom Fam is super catchy. It's easy to remember, and that would be a great name for the podcast, which is surrounding the Philadelphia Phenoms. You can access the podcast at www.patreon.com/Philly Phenoms. And not only are you going to, if you subscribe for $9 a month, not only are you going to get access to those interviews, but you're going to get access to exclusive photos, behind the scenes videos, and news drops before it ever hits social media. So it's well worth it. You're getting a lot of content for that $9 a month. There is an option to look at some things for free, and we will have some free articles up as we already do. But you're really getting a great bang for your buck to get that insider access and to fully immerse yourself. Like, imagine in a few months when I go to Vegas and the athletes are in Vegas, the coaches in Vegas, and I might do an Airbnb tour. Like, I'm sure a lot of people would like to see where the athletes are and just that exclusive access.
So, and yeah, you already know I'm in. Don't I'm an easy sell on all insider information. I'll take it whatever I can get. Maybe get like a little insider, you know, brief from the owner. Like, hey, what you looking at? Where you look? What are you excited about before the draft? So again, everyone, you had that QR code up. If you missed it, just skip back after we're done and check out that QR code oh, there we go. Thank you, CJ. My son CJ is our producer, so he hooks it up because he's more technically savvy than his old man. So this QR code take you to the Philly Phenoms website, and then obviously go to the Patreon to join the nation. So that's very exciting. And so you've teased us about the coach. You've been very silent about the other possible person, uh, which means you might either sign somebody before the draft, or per the PGF rules now, you have a qualifier coming up, and whoever wins that qualifier, technically you have first dibs on before anyone else. Oh, there we go. Good job, CJ. You got the Patreon and the little ticker thing in
You're
there.
doing a great job, CJ.
So, as we both said, the Phenoms have a qualifier January 17th, 2026, Bethlehem, PA, Finishers MMA headquarters. Right now, I
Yes.
think there was, last time I looked, there was 9 people signed up, 15 that were pending. So
Yeah.
it's looking to be a big event. I mean, because this early, because let's be honest, jiu-jitsu guys, they're 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 late showers. God love them. I'm sure you're completely different, but the vast majority of our brethren are show up the day of. So to already have this much interest, it's gonna be quite exciting. Is there anything we should be looking forward to with uh, that qualifier?
Well, first of all, I would like to send out a huge thanks to Zach Maslany, who owns 10th Planet Bethlehem and is the CEO of Finishers MMA HQ, for letting us have the event at his venue. They're a great group of guys and gals, and I head up there every so often to watch their amazing events. They're having their seasons beatings matches tomorrow, which I'm heading up there for. They often host tournaments, opens. I competed at the most recent one. Um, I am looking forward to seeing some high level talent compete at the qualifier and really looking forward to seeing who wins. They're going to get some nice prizes, $300 in cash, free rash guard, a gold medal, and last but not least, they are earning that coveted spot into the PGF Season 9 draft. Amazing. The
Because I'm
professional state is waiting.
because I'm telling you, fans, you competitors, right now, this is the only way in. Brandon already has a full roster plus signed up. He
Yes.
Brandon goes everywhere. No one sees or does more jiu-jitsu competitions than him. And because of that, he can kind of have his pick of his litter. So he already has a full roster set up if he wants. But because the PGF believes in the democracy of giving that shot to anyone that wants to sign up and really just like, hey, I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna like make this world mine. The world is yours, Scarface. So you know, we believe in that. So you still have that shot. And if you're in the Northeast, especially, I mean, I think about Matt Mash, Anthony
Oh, yeah.
Gojani representing the Northeast. I mean, the PGF was so often so long a Southeast thing. Then we got Southerners, and you guys obviously always got the Californians, et cetera, and obviously the Austonians, transplants. But man, represent the Northeast. Let's go.
Yeah, it's a 175-pound male bracket. So if you're out there listening and you or somebody you know meets those qualifications, yeah, like he said, the qualifying tournament is going to be on January 17th, 2026, Bethlehem, PA. The doors are going to open an hour early for weigh-ins. And then right after the qualifying tournament, there is going to be our first ever Philly Phenoms seminar for a couple of hours. There's more info coming on that through social media. I'll have a poster up probably this weekend sometime. And okay, here's a little more
Oh,
information. It's going to be a techno themed seminar. It's going to have techno lights. I'm gonna have probably a food truck and techno music. Not a food truck inside the gym.
oh no, that. Sorry, I was laughing at the
So
young man here of the tele.
yeah, so if people want to come out and watch the qualifier, we're doing a donation-based seminar with Andrew Kochel. They could also stay and watch the seminar as well. It's going to be nice, kind of a themed seminar.
Yeah, it sounds really fun. Like really, everything's all about the team and being a part of it and making people feel a part of it. And that's I love that you guys are doing that already. So right now talking. So I'll tell you a little bit inside baseball. I saw you after the finale of last season having a little discussion with one Jet Thompson off to the side of the mats. And it looked like a pretty interesting discussion. And I grabbed the other commentators like, I think she's trying to snag him. Doing a little politicking. I was like, that's somebody to watch out for right there. Lauren's already playing the game. Uh, alas, he's a good Oklahoma kid, and he stayed with the team that brought him there. So Jet Thompson, returning champ, is coming back again for the Las Vegas Kings. However,
Yeah.
however, we have one qualifier down, and the winner of that qualifier is one Parker, as you noted already. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, TV Dinner Salisbury, who trained with Jet Thompson since he was 10. And so, I just ask, is there any kind of like psychological games already brewing in your mind? Because if you get Parker the TV Dinner, you can mess with Jet because maybe he knows his ways, maybe he doesn't want to like go really hard against his friend. Plus, Parker is he's the winner of the Twisters, and so they have some ownership kind of him too. Man, if you could steal him in the draft, you could like mess with two teams.
Oh man, I tell you what, it's like those new era teenage leg lockers. They are something else, and they are a force to be reckoned with. Landon Elmore comes to mind. His
Oh yeah.
performance on EBI was just stellar. Just his transitions and the way he just grabs the leg. He's just so quick with his movements, like a fox. That's what comes to mind. Big slime. So I think that those up and coming leg lock guys, those will be ones to watch because let me tell you, just by watching them, they are hard to stop. Hard to stop.
Well, as far as I understand, the TV Dinner, Parker and his family recently moved to Florida, so he's now more of an East Coast guy. So maybe you
Yeah.
got the inside, edge on that. I'm just saying, like after I saw you with that little talk with Jet, I know things are going on up here. I think you're thinking about games to play with these guys. So
Absolutely anything could happen. Nothing's off the table. I do have an immense amount of respect for Jet Thompson as an athlete, and I think he put on such an amazing performance for PGF Season 8. And it will be exciting to see him return, and he will be one tough cookie to break.
But if you needed somebody to break him, maybe somebody that's been training with him for a whole long time. I mean, so when Jet came into season 6 and came in second, he was 17, and the TV Dinner's 17 now. A little repeat for the Okies, perhaps. Well, I mean, I guess he's now Floridian. I don't know if they're already moved out there or not. Um, so, anyways, man, it's been an honor. So, what else? This is the things like there's the Donald Rumsfeld's unknown unknowns. What else should the fans know about the Phenoms or this upcoming season, the PGF? What else do we need to tell everyone?
Well, this will be our debut season. Another thing that we're working on is we're closing in on hiring a general manager. So we will have that finalized here in the coming weeks. We are planning a hostile takeover, an invasion of the PGF. We are coming with energy. We are here to win, and I think that you're going to see some elite level leg locks, maybe some elite level rubber guard, that type thing. We're excited and we're here to play ball, invade the PGF.
I've seen some elite level rubber guard in the PGF before. All right, but I'll leave my thoughts to myself on that one. Hey, obviously check out the Philly Phenoms website. There, we got the QR code again. Check out the Patreon. It was scrolling up down on the screen before. Oh, now we got the good job, CJ. Now we got the QR code for the Patreon. Hey, go sign up, guys. Support the teams here. Uh, they are making jiu-jitsu professional because Lauren believes in the PGF. I mean, her and Kevin Lucas and the Notorious Nine out of Alabama, these guys, and the lady put up seven figures. That's how much they believe in jiu-jitsu and performing for you all and putting on the show for you all. And honestly, it could not happen without them. They are the ones that are helping drive the fact that this is professional. These athletes, they're coming out for 6 weeks and they're getting paid for it. They're getting legitimately paid. Just win, lose or draw. Don't draw because that's a loss too. But win, lose or draw, you're still getting paid. They're getting places to stay. They're all kinds of great things are happening for these individuals. And honestly, each individual, if you haven't seen this before, maybe the first time you're checking this out, I'm sorry for bearing the lead here, but the PGF is a season. You will see them for 5 weeks in a row, regardless. And so each competitor has 3 matches a night, 15 matches overall. I'm telling you right now, you can go skunk on that first night and come back and still make the playoffs. It's happened time and time again. You will see the hero's journey. You will see the ups and downs, and you will and I've said it before in another podcast I said, but we also have the behind the scenes every week. So you're going to, not only behind the scenes with, the owner, which will be super behind the scenes, but we always have B-roll from the competition itself that the wonderful people at, Conscious Studios and the Wandering Grappler, etc., just make amazing shows for us to really make us love these people that put it on the line every day. And Lauren said it before, and I appreciate the fact that you caught on it because I preach this every time. The love that everyone has in the PGF for the PGF, from the pre-show guys, Raph and Tim with the bullpen, Alex Winling, our reporter, obviously Brandon and TJ and Jason Anik and an Egghead, and the refs that are like Secret Service guys, like sacrificing their body to make sure they're safe. Obviously the amazing owners. Everyone loves the PGF and wants nothing but the best for these athletes to just shine and for everyone to have fun and for jujitsu to win. And again, Lauren, I'm remiss for not having talked to you more at the PGF. I hope now that we've gotten to know each other a little bit more, maybe I'll come down from the booth and say hi. And I look forward to talking to you more.
Thank you so much. I just want to echo what you're saying. I'm all about growing the sport of grappling and carving out more opportunities for these young athletes to have a chance on the professional stage. They're working hard, earning those spots, and that is one of the best things for me as a team owner to see is that hard work. Them earning that spot. And I just want to give a huge shout out also to Heather and Zoe and Keelan and Brandon. They're absolutely wonderful and for laying this foundation. And I'm super excited for season 9 debut. Everybody make sure to tune in to the PGF YouTube channel. Season 9 coming this spring. It will be right around the corner after the holidays. It will be here before you know it.
Well, Lauren, thank you so much again. It's my distinct honor to have you as the first guest of the Egghead Scramble podcast. If you could, maybe we're gonna have you go to the green room here in a second, and maybe you can give that wisdom and advice of a successful person to my young son as he's about to graduate from college. And I'll be there in just a second but I got to close it up real quick. Okay.
Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, CJ. So Just know, I told you Gatlinburg is coming up this just tomorrow. Tomorrow is Gatlinburg Jiu-Jitsu Invitational. Check it out. Obviously, always on PGF World. And then the next week, next Saturday, we'll be at Pasadena. Who knows? I've showed up at qualifiers before, and all of a sudden I've been behind a commentary booth. I'm going to show up at Pasadena just because it's within a drive. It's a couple hours. If a PGF event is within a couple hours, I'm going. So I'm excited about that. But I'm telling you right now, if you're a 175er, if you make 175 and you do not try out, if you do not try for a qualifier, you're going to be kicking yourself. Period. We've had people that just showed out at qualifiers and all of a sudden they're getting called up for all kinds of shows. You have such a high level footage of yourself. Plus, you got a chance at the show. And if you really are a dog and you really want to be a part of it, I'm telling you this. If you go to multiple qualifiers, Brandon loves nothing more than a company man. If you've gone to multiple qualifiers and you've showed that you actually care and you want to put on a show, man, if they need somebody to fill in, you're going to be high on the list. So I can just say, show up, sign up, do the thing. And for PGF fans, guys, support. Go to the Phenoms, hook up that Patreon, be a part of it. If you're in Alabama, Twister's got their club, which they have all kinds of great things. These things are happening. Find ways to support these franchises because these franchises are making the PGF get better every season. All right, that's all I got. I hope you learned a lot. I did. So, tell you what, we don't all have 20-pound brains, but I'll do my best to help you make up for that. We'll see you next week.